Cognitive decline starts to hit most people in their 50s, then in the 60s and the 70s. More forgetfulness crops up until by the 80s. About a third of Americans have some kind of symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, which is a very scary neurodegenerative condition. Then in the next 10 years of their life, as they get to 95, that doubles to about 2/3 of Americans. So there's a real pressing energy behind the need to rejuvenate brains as fast as possible to help save people from some of these really sad fates. And also, of course, the rest of us would like to get even smarter as well if we possibly can. So what's going on with this science? Where you are now in the early 2020s is that projects like the Stanford Brain Rejuvenation Project are looking at molecules that accelerate or decelerate brain aging. And these molecules are in the brain or in the neurocerebral fluid around the brain, or they're on proteins that abut the brain. So you've found a bunch of these molecules. There are lots of different impacts that they can potentially have. You haven't quite nailed down a specific injectable treatment yet, but by the early 30s, you will have those in experimental development. What you have done in the 2020s is try just injecting blood and plasma, which is just the liquidy bits of blood, from younger creatures into older creatures, first mice and then humans. And the very short answer to does this work seems to be yes. If you take young mouse blood and you put it in old mouse brains, the old mouse brains work better, and ditto for humans. Likewise, if you take old person blood and put it in young bodies, you tend to see cognitive decline. So you're getting closer to an injectable solution to this. That points to what's going to happen in the 2030s, which is more 3D printed blood that can improve everybody's cognitive function as well as lots of other physical functions. And by the 40s, designer blood is kind of hitting its stride. And then by the 50s, this is a widely used technology, not just for extreme medical cases in the end of life care range, but also throughout life as a way to improve your cognitive functionality or just get a little zippy pep in your step. Of course, there are lots of other applications for 3D printed blood, like improving skin and hair and, romantic performance. But cognitive development and cognitive rejuvenation is probably the most exciting of these possible applications. So what can you do in the meantime while you're waiting on these molecules? You can eat your vegetables, socialize with friends, get out in nature, exercise a lot, and inject yourself with the blood of younger creatures. No, probably you can't do that last one. So just get out in nature, exercise, ideally with your friends, and then go home and eat some vegetables and learn another language. To the future, smartly. See you then.